Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Let's talk about this tremendously obvious bull flag that's forming over here. I think it might warrant some concern because either we have an active mean reversion condition to the downside or we have active trend. And bull flags mean very different things depending on the results. Let's actually do the 2-hour chart today because why not? Because we had comprehensive net overexpansion on this candle, which means compression is required. That's exactly what we're getting. Compression, ACAT's not going to register that period correctly because there's volatility overhead up here on 307. So we're going to look at 200 period. Ah, nice. We are currently defaulting to the 200 period. Now, this is... Okay, so we define this as our trending pivot, right? Or as long as we're above this pivot, all this up here, we define it as trend. So if we enter this band here, it implies we need to go down to this mean. Now the question is, did we stay long enough in this band here to consider this activation? At the time I considered yes, but I probably still should consider yes. Ooh, but the way we are currently respecting the pivot anyway is very questionable. Because we just had a few candle closes inside the mean reversion pivot, and now we have respected it here and here. I'll tell you what. If we actually see re-entry down below current support, which is around, go below 8,000, okay, then yeah, I'm going to consider the mean reversion condition active, right? Because thankfully our pivot has moved up and we are still above the pivot somehow. So if we go below the pivot, sure, I'll start shorting again. Since I'll show you what the 20 period CCI looks like, because you can also use that for short entries. Okay, so our short entries, assuming we want to respect the rules of mean reversion, which we probably do, right? If we activated the condition here, so when we re-enter the 20 period from above, which happened on this candle and this candle, right? Those are our short entries technically. So if we jump up and roll down one more time, you can try to short. There is some risk associated with that because the pivot is being respected and it shouldn't be being respected. So, questionable. Difficult to say. Alright guys, I don't have a good read on this chart. Probably know what you want to hear, but I'm inclined to believe that we might see trend continuation because, okay, yeah, that deserves an explanation. So, as I said in my last live stream, if you have every value below 0.7, like we did here and here and here, and then we cross up above 0.7, it results in trend. It results in trend, and whichever way the CCI is weighted. Here it was weighted negatively. Here it was weighted positively. Here it weighted positively. All right, we have implied macro level upward expansion. So that's why I'm hesitant to take any short entries when the mean reversion pivot is once again being respected on a lower time frame. So I want to believe that we are going to see trend here because we have the signal here on the macro time frame. But in a vacuum, the 2-hour chart would imply short. But it's not a vacuum because the daily chart implies long. So if you just want to take a macro level long and a micro level short, you can do that. It would probably work out very well for you, okay? Let me check the YouTube comments. Disagree on correctly. Yeah, Kat, I want to hear what you have to say on how to read our current mean reversion condition on the 2-hour chart. So like Okay, so we actually have a really good example on why I'm not inclined to incorporate volatility overhead based on, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so I don't like converse expansion. If you get overexpansion by going down, but then you immediately start to get overexpansion by going up, the subsequent overexpansion reading is going to be muddied because the period look back is accounting for downward expansion and upward expansion at the same time, right? Because if we downward expand here and then we enter a mean reversion condition here, any kind of upward expansion from that point on is going to be downplayed, right? So we had downward expansion from this move, right? And that downward expansion creates a volatility overhead that tapers up, 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 so that when the new overexpansion occurs, we re-expanding the previous downward expansion. It's questionable. Yeah, I guess that just gets into the art of reading these indicators. Right, because, okay. So if we were just to read this regularly by including this little disconnected fluff up here, let's go ahead and take a look what it looks like, okay? Because I mostly just care about the macro level expansion. Taking longer to load than usual. Let's check those comments again, yeah? Link if you can. I'd be happy to. Okay. So if we just use ACAT in its natural habitat, sure, we would consider that bounce there clean. Okay. And then while we have this compression range here, which one is correct? I don't know. They could both be correct. Because both imply trend, and then there's macro level trend on the higher time frame. I'm happy with that. So even though there's a slight discrepancy here in the lower time frame, I think they're both saying the same thing. So it does all tie in together. Let's go take a look at links, shall we, guys? Make sure you get your altcoin comments in. I will stream as long as you guys give me coins to look at. As soon as there's no more coins to look at, I'm ending the stream. Nice. Link actually had a little breakout over the last week, eh? I might perceive this as... Okay. So this is going to generate a really clean mean reversion condition. As soon as the indicator loads. Let's give it some time. You know, once I actually have multi-charts running, it's going to load a lot faster. So right now, I have to do the live streams on TradingView, because I simultaneously record these two TradingView ideas, which requires you to use the in-browser plugin. But because I've been invited to the live streaming beta for TradingView, once that actually goes live in public, I'll be able to stream onto multi-charts, or stream with multi-charts onto YouTube and TradingView at the same time. So, fingers crossed, right? Hopefully that gets done soon, because the sooner I can switch to multi-charts for these live streams, the better. Okay. Yeah, so that is an active mean reversion condition. Trend is over on link. That's very important to notice. Okay? This here is our trend pivot. As long as we're above it, we're in a state of trend. When we go inside the trend pivot, which happened on this candle, it means trend is over, and it means we need to go down to this moving average. All right, so your target for link right now is 25854, roughly. All right, so looks like we still have another 3% to retrace. Okay. And then after that, it should take, at least 4 to 7 days for this mean reversion condition to fully compress, at which point, these bands are going to tighten around price, right? Because the link is just going to go like this, and then it will either choose to break up or down from there, okay? So you can just buckle up. You can wait. Just stick around and see what happens, yeah? Okay. What else we got here? Check out Litecoin, EuroUSD. Been a while since I looked at that. All right, what you showing me, cat? Oh, I can actually change the tabs I'm trading these looking at. Look at that. Okay. So what are we looking at here, cat? I mean, this green compression range here is really clean. Would you consider this activation of mean reversion, cat? That's what I would like to know. Ah, the video stopped recording because I fucking resized the depth. God damn it. I knew that was going to happen. And then it just deletes the entire thing. Like, what the hell? Cannot wait to use the TradingView beta live stream thing. All right. No, you would not consider that. Okay, yep, still trend. Beautiful, I agree, man. And we have the macro level expansion. Let's do it. All right, EuroUSD used. From now on, I'm always going to say the ticker as it should be pronounced instead of, listing the letters. Oh, yeah, okay. I have a really old note here back from early 2018. Price volatility will be high at key profit, blah, 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 blah. Price volatility will be high at key pivots if probability volatility does not support the direction of trending, leading to choppy trading. Nice. 50 mean period volatility is heavily weighted to the downside below the 200 distribution. Let's just get, 100 band meow-mix loaded up on the base periods. Beautiful. 200 to the downside, resulting in probable downward moves if sideways trading does not continue. If sideways continues, excuse me. Oh, yeah, we got downtrend since then. Nice. I'm just going to leave that macro level prediction up because I'm happy with it. It worked out. I guess people are caring about this trend line right now. Let's draw it in. Yeah. There. Trend line means nothing to me. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Lower time frames. Let's do this. I mean, I guess people care about this swing low right now. They want to draw the pitchfork. Let's draw the pitchfork. Give me that pitchfork. Go. Nice. All right, if you want to pitchfork trade that, you can. All right. You want to buy here. You want to sell here. Super. As far as volatility theory goes, and that was a properly drawn pitchfork, mind you. Like, that actually correctly defined trend there. First try. Or at least I followed the rules of the way you're supposed to draw a pitchfork. So, over expansion readings. I cannot talk today. What is going on? God, everybody's looking at these swing lows, and it just makes me nervous because I don't want to tell you to buy, this. I like how that came back. That's funny. There's not really any short-term signals I'm particularly fond of either. Sure, you want try to trade the pitchfork if you want, but I'm not overwhelmingly confident on the chart. What else do I need to look at? All right. Litecoin USD. All right, you get me some more coins, otherwise the stream's over. Let's do it. LTC USD. Look, Zeda. Oh, it's a trend, isn't it? That's nice. Yeah, I really want to consider these long-term reversals. Like we have all these long-term trend lines that are starting to get poked. Volume is starting to tick up a little bit. Man, you got macro level trend on the daily chart for Bitcoin. I don't know, guys. It's very appealing. I would like to consider longs for a lot of the USD pairings on these coins. Like I'm long on ETHUSD right now as well. So let's take a look at the short-term expansion, yeah? I would like to consolidate this reading here. Let's try the 2-hour chart. No. We're not getting clear readings, and it's very frustrating because it looks like a clean trend, doesn't it? I cannot define a swing low on this accurately. Let's see what I can do with the Litecoin BTC pairing. Yeah, that is... Okay, so this move here, we will be able to define trend for. So we'll do that instead. Show me what you got. Hey, Kat, what if we made a bot? Okay, Kat, I have a really simple bot idea for you. It's kind of just popped into my head. So it would be, you would put a bunch of altcoins into an array, and then you would have two conditions. It would just run on the 4-hour chart. It would be really simple. So if Bitcoin is above the 1.25 standard deviation of the LOXP on the 4-hour chart, the bot turns on. Whichever altcoins are above the 1.25 standard deviation of the LOXP, the trading bot would buy. And then as soon as the condition on Bitcoin ends, it would sell anything, or as soon as the condition ends on the altcoin, it would sell everything. Super simple. I don't know how well it would work, but it'd be cool to have the multi-conditions. Because like a lot of trading bots and altcoins don't account for whether or not Bitcoin is performing. I don't know. It'd be a really simple trend trading bot, and then you could either use a take profit of the 3.2 standard deviation to the upside of the LOXP, or again, just the re-entry of the LOXP. Okay, right, I want to look at this mean reversion condition, because we actually have a clear reading here on this chart, which is popping off on the 300 period. Oh yeah, I also got a GH5 camera for some product shots I was doing. I have a macro lens on it, and I don't intend to get another lens because I don't need a regular lens. And I am considering using it as a webcam. So I'd have to figure out how to connect it to my computer, because I don't have an HDMI in port on my computer. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, you should buy Litecoin right now, this very second. Look at that. Do it. That's good. You got a 4% upside. Let's do it. Yeah, I would actually show you some of the photos I've taken recently, but I don't want to dig through my file system. I don't remember where I put a lot of my stuff. And no, I promise you, I don't have a waifu folder. It's a homework folder. All right, I'm kidding. No more jokes. All right. And that bot would be complicated, slow, given all the data sets it needs to load, and not something that could be back-tested in most software. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Ren BTC. Oh, yeah, you wanted me to look at that, eh? You're basically asking for a custom program and back-testing program. Okay. So this is why you're in charge of technical things. It's because you know more about it than I do. It's like if we were Renaissance artists and like, hey, dude, I want you to make me a purple paint from lobster blood. And, you know, it sounds cool. It's a good idea. And then you would like, no, we're in the middle of the desert. I cannot get you lobsters. Okay, bad analogy. Let's take a look at Ren, shall we? Sorry, I have had a lot of caffeine today. That's going on the table. I had a 5-hour energy. I don't really understand how they're like legal. They're kind of weird, man. Okay. Loading up a cat. Come on. God, it's so time consuming. I gotta tune my guitar. I'm just gonna do that. All right. Still loading, I see. Okay, you know what the stupidest thing ever is? The tuner app on my phone makes a dinging noise once you get the note in tune, and then it immediately flies off into the distance because it's playing a new note. I can't do anything on this time frame. What am I doing? It's 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks good. No, it does not look good. Daily? Let's take a look at macro level trend, I guess. You know, yeah, that is pretty appealing. Like, okay. So this coin apparently does this quite a bit, where you have upward taper with a lot of wicks, downward move, upward taper with a lot of wicks, downward move, upward taper with a lot of wicks, downward move. So like these trend lines are pretty consistent. But I don't know if there's a metric we can assign to the performance. Because since the trend is so consistent, we're not generating a clear longest over expanded period. Try the 2 hour. Like, this is actually the kind of price action I would expect from a Forex chart. Also, the volume's really starting to pick up over here as well. Yeah, honestly, the 3D wave PM reading looks really similar to a Forex chart. And then, God, we're still loading, eh? So what's good here is that we actually can generate a longest over expanded reading, but that condition technically already completed. It reverted below 0.7. So I don't know how to read this trend, my man, because there's not a time frame that gives you a clear long over expanded reading. Like, the price action looks fine. Suppose it's just the volatility of the trend and the constant crosses of the 1.25 standard deviations. It's difficult. Hi, Dorothy. Oh, Cat's coming in with the facts about caffeine. Cat says most caffeine pills are 20 milligrams and like 25 cents per sale. So it's like the most efficient and safe way to consume caffeine. You know, I bought a really big bag of what's it called? Matcha tea powder. So I really like L-theanine with caffeine because it takes the edge off a bit. And making tea is really time consuming and annoying. So what I do is I just fill a cup with tap water, and then I dump a bunch of green matcha powder in there, like a lot. And I just switch it really quick. And imagine a tea condensed into an espresso shot using matcha powder. It's essentially like that. And then I slam it, and I have to deal with all the gritty grains in my teeth. But it's a very efficient way to get caffeine because you get like an entire bag of it for $30, and you get 200 servings. And you get all the benefits of drinking a big glass of tea, but with none of the time constraints. I recommend it. It's good. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on this chart. Sorry. Hi, Dad Shark. How's Trix? I don't know who that is. Can you please look at RVN and Nexo? Dash. Oh, wait. Is Trix a coin? I don't know. You tell me. RVN, let's do it. Nice. Wow, this is a weird chart. I actually kind of like these overhead readings. They're generating really clean compression ranges. Right? When you have this kind of volatility immediately following with just boom, sideways trading, you get really nice and easy tradable readings. So like if we just bought every time we tagged the swing low here, we would have stopped out on that one probably. That one's good. That one's good. Okay. So it kind of looks like we're in downward expansion at the moment. I mean, that's actually what's happening. We're in downward expansion. But you can look at this over expansion here. We have this pivot here. Yeah, we are actually in downward trend breaking out of this compressionary range. I would be very careful when attempting to trade this chart, okay? Alrighty. Back to the comments. Nexo. I don't know what that is. Let's check it out. Yeah, active mean reversion condition to the downside. I would consider that bearish for the moment, or at least compressing. Right, so all this red and yellow here implies exhaustion. When you get exhaustion, you get lateral trading. Especially, like last time we saw this kind of reading was, here. This is a pretty rare reading though, where you actually re-expand volatility overhead. This actually is a super rare reading, so let's explain it. So when you get silver expansion, right? Like those mean reversion conditions shot straight down, ignored the bottom edge, and began technically a downward trend. Well, the compressionary range that follows afterward is really clean. And honestly, just a lot of that traded compressionary ranges would be most efficient, I think. But yeah, this isn't an active state of compression, and we've seen recently that this coin, the volume spikes that push price after compressionary periods is more powerful than the compressionary readings themselves. So a lot of risk there. No, not a coin. It just means how you've been. I'm pretty good. I'm busy, man. I've been working on what's it called? I make dice now. I got an Etsy store. I'm gonna show you some of my dice. Hold on. Let's do it. Hi. So I learned how to code node networks, which is really fun. Also, get your coins in. You got to ask me these questions. But I make and sell fancy dice now. So let's make that a little bit larger, yeah? Yeah, I got that cool lava texture. I made that wooden texture from scratch, and of course all the models themselves. So I'm going to be 3D printing these ones. I've got another set out there. But I animated the lava texture for fun. I did a really good job, and it's all procedural as well, so it's just math. And then I'll show you, like, this is the actual set that I sell right now. You know, I'll take you to rendered mode, because why not? Ooh, no, we're not doing that. I forgot to add the materials. Oh god, yeah. Okay, sorry. Forgive me. I imported these from my old computer and it got a little questionable. Yeah, so these are the models I sell right now. I printed them into solid brass and it's actually going really well. Things keep escalating, so I sold the D20 out of solid gold the other day. Like this guy here. And, well, I'm in the process of making that right now. Casting process takes a while, but I enjoy it, so. Hopefully I'll be able to scale production at some point. I'm never going to outsource it to somewhere because I know they're just going to steal the designs and do it themselves. And if that ends up in like somewhere like China, then, well, then I'm just completely screwed because there's no legal action I'd be able to take anyway. So, never going to send these designs out. And then I guess I could show you the set I'm currently working on. And this one I can switch on the rendering. So that's just a scaly texture I made. It looks good as long as you don't move it around in Eevee. In Cycles, the other rendering engine, it looks a lot better because I actually use displacement mapping to change the height of each scale. I'm just going to make it invisible right now because it's slowing everything. Yeah, so actually I need to get these sent printing. I got a laser printer, and that's actually going to let me print the numbers directly onto these faces I made here. But I used computational design to create these tessellations. I attached a truncated tetrahedron, or I inset a truncated tetrahedron stretched to match each facial polygon. And then I scaled that onto a skeleton. So this set's really cool. I'm happy with what I did here. I don't know what happened here. It turned entirely into the metal material. Oh well. Okay, so that was my rant. Let's check the comments. Account chart says, I'd say we should have Shark Charts branded dice purely because they'd be cool, but that probably sends the wrong message. I totally agree with you. No new coins, though. Oh, Dash, right. I gotta look at Dash. Yeah, dude, Shark Charts coins would be nice. I'd enjoy that. It's, Dash. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna go with my file system. Brace yourself. Pictures. There's a photo of me with a pizza. You're welcome. Okay. So this is the D20, or at least one of the D20s, the golden one anyway. This is a render of, it's kind of fast, but. Yeah, I messed up the frame rate on that. Oh well. And then let's go into renders. So this is what my new camera can do. You get really nice and cozy on those details. I had the depth of field really tight on this picture, but that will be improved. Oh, let's go back to pictures. I'll show you. Like, so I want to have some fancy panning light shots like that. I'm getting like a little dolly on rails so I can swoop the camera in, and then I'm having the dice going to be on a turntable slowly rotating. So you're going to get that zooming, spinning shot where the depth of field slices through the die. Dude, I am so hyped. I want professional levels of production quality for these photos. Oh, wow. This is actually taking off, isn't it? We broke long-term trend. Or did we? All right, I need to zoom out. This is interesting, though. Hold on. Oh, God. Did we activate the daily mean inversion condition? Ooh. That is spicy. Yeah, so that's implied mean inversion there, and that's a clean longest over expanded period. Let's try the 4-hour chart. That loaded fast. Okay, look at that. So we immediately complete the mean inversion condition technically, but we saw re-expansion before the condition could finish. That implies that there is strong upward force. If you have strong upward force that overrules mean inversion conditions, it could imply macro level expansion on a higher time frame. Show me what you got. Okay. So actually, that's a little bit more confusing. Because we had significant overexpansion by making this downward move, which immediately reversed and ignored. We might be causing re-expansion of a previous lox. Yeah, 200 period there. Let's check it out. Okay, so this would actually be a resistance where we are right now. So we can find trend in a lower time frame. Let's try the 2-hour chart. But this has a little bit more resistance than most other charts right now because of the converse expansion. Or if we went any higher, it would be converse expansion. So we have this downward trend here with mean inversion to the upside. Right, mean inversion is completed, but the compressionary mean inversion period is right there. So any higher would actually cause new expansion again above the lox, which is dangerous. Dash. Yeah, man. Like, oh, this is a dash. Ren. Daily chart. Didn't we already do this coin? I feel like we did this. We did this. We definitely did this. Yeah, somebody asked me to do this, dude. Right? What is going on? Yeah, I looked at Ren, my man. All right, I'm just going to wait for a comment. You guys got to tell me to look at the coin. Oof, I messed that up. Let me try that again. So it's... Okay, that makes sense. Like I always say, I messed it up, even though I'm just doing improv, and then, like, I have something in mind in my head, and I don't play it right, so I guess that's what it means. That's not quite right. Hold on. So... Because if we do the minor 7 to a... Because that is an authentic cadence to the 5 of the scale. Okay, it technically works, but I have to think about it. Okay, if I just change... I like that. Not quite. Okay. So major 1. 1 minor 7, excuse me. Just do a major 7 there, what happens? that part is good, but I need the transition into it to be better. That chord is not correct. If I just do the... Tell me something about MDA BTC. Sure. Damn, bro. That's a breakout, eh? All right, let's take a look at a little bit of the history here. God, I hate trading coins like this. I'm going to be honest. It's coins that have exponential runs, but you have no idea how high it's going to go, and then it just drops. So like, okay, like let's say, let me show you why I hate this. Like, let's say you buy the dip, right? God, it's just so volatile. How do you stop out of this? It's like 10% drawdowns just to get out of the reasonable area. Like, because what about this one here? Like, do you buy this dip? Well, that candle on the downside there is 17, 19%. Or like, and then you get the exact same dip happening here, and then it runs 72%. Like, what is the proper way to trade that? It just doesn't have the risk profile I would typically attach to. All right, that looks like we slowed down. When do you consider MR active? If not, when you have 6 candles closed inside? Man, So the reason we are giving this special dispensation is because of the macro level upward expansion on the higher time frame. So macro level expansion on a higher time frame is essentially always going to trump lower level trend. Or say even the opposite would happen. Still time frame still in the same place. So like let's say you have a macro level bearish mean reversion, but you have a short term micro bullish mean reversion. You would expect the shorter term mean reversion to have less value because the macro level signal gains priority. Okay? BCH, ABC. Yep. Show me what you got. Okay. Trend on daily. Let's check the 4 hour. These trends are really volatile and keep on dipping into their own mean reversion conditions. I guess they're generating these shorter term expansions, so we can look at a shorter time frame. Just give me that 2 hour chart. So each of these technically carries its own mean reversion. We can't trade that. So like we get this expansion and this compression, this expansion, this compression, so on. All right, so, okay. Yeah, this is going to be a really clean reading, actually. I'll just let it bake at. Cool. Yeah, that's active bearish mean reversion. So I expect compression down to currently 3171, and that mean reversion target is going to keep on rising higher. Since we are in a green compression range, I would expect either price just to trade laterally and then eventually meet the mean, at which point we'll either see a break of the mean, tag of the bottom, or let's draw that again. So we would get that up there, and we would tag the bottom and see trend continuation or see an upward break from that value. Okay? Okay, that's probably it for today. It's been fun. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. MST. Sounds good. I will see you all later. Ciao.